Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things I wish I knew before I started trading and I started investing. Okay, so I have my 5 topics here written down on my right. I'm going to start by the first topic, right? So first thing I wish I knew is that trading is basically 90% mental work and then 10% strategy work. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about that. Ever since I started trading, I got into Bitcoin early on, like 2020, and then that was my first like aha moment. Like, oh my god, I love this. I love the emotions that I'm getting new emotions, and then everything. But what I didn't notice is that I had to learn and pay attention to those emotions and all the mental work that needed to be done. Okay, so one thing that helps that is reading books. Okay, so reading a book, I read Trading the Zone, and then there's some other books that I think you should learn and then focus on your mental work before committing to trading full time or before deciding that you want to do this for the rest of your life because it's challenging. Some moments you're gonna wish you were not trading, you wish you were doing something else, but other moments you're just grateful and then you're just glad you started doing this. So it's a lot more mental work. There's a lot you need a lot of self-awareness when you're trading to then um, have the 100%. You need 90% mental, you need 10% of the strategy. If you're going to do strategy above your mental, you're gonna probably lose money. Okay, so second thing, I hope you guys understood that part. Focus on self-awareness and then focus on developing your mental your mindset and everything. Okay, so second thing is demo versus real emotion. Okay, so the demo accounts are good for you to build and then focus on the strategy that you want to focus on. Focus on making the mistakes on demo. When you come to real account, it's different. The real brings you different and real emotions. Demo brings you demo emotions. So that's where you should be focusing on. Even if you have a little bit of money, let's just say $1,000, $500,000, focus on real accounts. Use demo to test strategies. Okay, so test every strategy that you can do to test on demo because you're gonna probably lose money on that or learn from that or make money on demo, but the real is where you have real emotions. Okay, third is consistency in setups versus chasing every chart that you have. I'll use an example right now. So let's just say I was trading US 30 and then I have my I don't know what kind of strategy, my trend line strategy. All right, so I have one hit here on the trend line, I have the second hit on the trend line, and then I have the third. So what I'm waiting next is probably a fourth hit on the trend line. Okay, so this is one type of setup. Fourth hit on the trend line, I go for longs. Boom, perfect. All right, it's a bit big. Go for longs. Okay, that is one setup. Now what I'm gonna do next is probably do, I don't know, short what I'm shorting right now. Okay, without no type of confirmation, without no type of reason for me to be shorting, I want to short. Instead of waiting for price to come lower again, touch the trend line, and then move higher or break below. I already know that this setup works, so I have to stay consistent to this type of setup. One setup that I like a lot is the break of the trend line. So I do this whenever I see an opportunity. So let's just use for an example, I have this low over here, and then I have the trend line as well. Once we break, that's horrible. Once we break this low and the trend line, we have a retest. I'm going for a short, right? Boom, that is my trade. And then to break below the previous lows, boom, that is my trade. This is all I need. This is a setup that I've been doing for quite some time now, and I know that this setup works. Instead of just chasing or making setups as I go in and start flowing in, in the market. So setup that I know that it works, I'll stay consistent with it instead of just pressing the buy or sell button. Okay. Fourth, I wish I knew this sooner. Over trading. Okay. There was this one time that I took probably 20 trades in the span of 1 hour. Okay. That is not normal for my type of trading. My type of trading is 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day, probably, 10 trades a week or less. Okay. So that is my type of system that I've developed through time. Now, if you overtrade, you're just doing exactly the opposite. You're doing 20 trades in a day, you're doing 15, 30, 40 trades in a day that they're not adding up. They're not making sense. Okay? So focus on not over trading. Focus on 1, 2, 3 setups in a day, in a couple of days, 10 setups in a week. That's 2 trades a day. Focus on that. Fifth, most important one, if you're still watching till now, till the end of the video, the fifth and most important setup or most important things that you wish I knew sooner is risk management. Risk management. Okay? That means I'm risking $100 to make $400. I'm risking $100 to make $300. That makes sense. I'm risking $1,000 to make $5,000. That makes sense. You're risking little to make a lot. You have little input with a lot of output. Okay? That is risk management. You have to take very, very, close attention to that. Pay very close attention to that, because risk management, it is the most important thing after you managing your emotions. Okay? So first and last are pay attention to your mental work, and then last is pay attention to your risk management. Okay? Those are the most important things in trading. If I make, I don't know, $10 million in a month, next month I'm not gonna risk those $10 million. That's profit. I'll probably risk 1%, less than 1%. Okay, that's what most people do. I trade based on percentages. So if I'm risking 1 or 2% in a day, I'd rather make 2% or risk 1 to 1, or the opposite. I'd rather, risk 1 to 2, 1 to 2 risk to reward, 1 to 3 risk to reward. Okay, rather than being on the negative with the wrong risk management. Okay, so if you're still watching, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.